Darkwing forces have been dispatched to the area for training drills. Do what you can to ensure our troops are ready for battle.
The Master is watching. You make me miss my mortal body.
Yo, what up? Can you guys hear me? Alright. I'll just fuck around on here, get some of the mount runs done, get some of that out of the way. Alright, we got 4 people here. I'm just gonna pull this bitch. Let's get this done. Holy shit. Easy mount right here. Yeah, this is gonna be it. I can feel it. I just hope I finally get this drop, man. It's been taking me forever. What are you working on? I'm trying to get this mount on Famu. I do it. I try to do it every day. I'm gonna do it on all my characters today, just because I can. Hopefully, I'll get it on one of them. See what happens. Hope AOC comes out and it's not doo-doo. I mean, like, bro. That game's so far off. I think most games, like, this is always like my opinion of like a lot of games, is that even if a game comes out and it sucks, like, I don't even really care. Like, I care if it stays bad. Like, that's always been my opinion, is that there's a lot of games that they come out and they're not good, and that, you know, it is what it is. But that's one thing. The bad thing is whenever a game comes out and it stays bad. That's what I'm not about. That's what I don't like. As all the devs keep up and support it. Yeah, exactly. That's the way I see it too, right? It's like you... I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh. Oops. I did not mean to abandon that quest. Oh, who cares? Anyway. And we'll call ever clear... Black Temple and TBC? I don't know if we will or not. I have no idea.
Knows no bounds. punish them without remorse.
It's ridiculous. The game devs can make the same mistakes on release as other MMOs. If you're talking about like New World, like what mistake did New World make that other MMOs have made? I mean, like, I feel like most of New World's quote mistakes have been
this area under observation.
The mistakes have been primarily like watermarking, buggy release, but I mean, like, that's not really a mistake. I mean, like, I wouldn't really consider that the same thing. Is anybody in Maldraxxus can invite me? See if I can maybe kill this rare. I think I need to do these earlier in the day, because it seems like nobody even nobody queues these at all or puts these up in there or anything. I feel like I just kind of have to deal with it myself. It's hard to say. Fuck. I think I'm probably just gonna go. It's 1 AM, yeah. Shift in direction, made it set up to be rough from the start. Yeah, that's what I figured too. Is just make the game better over time. And that's the best case scenario in my opinion. What'd you eat today? We went to Culver's. We were gonna go to IHOP, but then it was closed. So we went to Culver's, and I might make myself a steak later on. I have not decided. I'll decide later on. Yo, what up, Fandy? Can New World even be unfucked without a reset anymore? There's no reason for a reset in New World. It'd be stupid to do a reset. What the fuck are they gonna reset? Who cares? I think that a lot of the duping and like all the stuff, the impact the duping had on the economy is pretty overstated in my opinion. I think the biggest problem is the actual content, and if the content's bad, then the game's bad. It's just that simple. Fair enough, just going by what I hear other people say. Yeah, I get it. No, I totally understand that. Well, I enjoyed your cooking stream with Izzy. Glad you have such a real support network. Well, yeah, I'm very lucky. I would say I am. Absolutely. Another chicken tender basket and our ice cream concretes. Yeah, I got some of the, I got a shake today. It was good. I guess I'm probably just gonna, like, I don't even know if I should even try to kill this guy. You know what I should do is I should just go and find like a group and then do everything with a group. You know what I mean? Like just like join up and like play with a bunch of other people and just like do everything collectively. Because I remember we used to do that back at the beginning of the expansion and it was way faster. But it's very depressing. Like, I think one thing that's sad is whenever you try to get a group for something and you can't because there's not enough people on or people aren't interested in doing it or whatever. It always sucks. I feel like a lot of games have that problem, but with like MMOs, especially with like WoW, I think people are a lot more sensitive to it. Graveyard hours on Sunday night. Yeah, I guess I do play at weird hours, and so because I play with those weird hours, it makes things harder to do. You're probably right about that. Holy fuck, what is this? Yeah, these guys just take fucking forever to kill. This one's 227 honorable kills. Oh my god. Yeah, I have the 250k. I stopped farming them because I already got the achievement. I hated that achievement, man. Like, I remember what we used to do was we'd make raids and we'd just sit there in Isle of Conquest and AoE farm the graveyard for like hours. with just like AoE farming bots and just like random like bad players that just kept resurrecting over and over. It was really, really dumb. You know, skip PvP this season, just haven't gotten to it yet. I haven't gotten to it yet, honestly. I probably need to. I've just been really lazy, to be honest with you. It's nothing else really more to it than that. Okay. Well, if anybody wants to come do, I guess I'm gonna get my dailies done and then probably do some other stuff after that. If anybody else wants to join. No worry about awesome players. See what happens in season 2. Season master is great in 2C. I don't know. I feel like every time I read my chat, sometimes it's people arguing what game is better than what other game. It's so exhausting and cringe and boring, man. Like, I'd rather just not do it. Okay, let's see here. It's just insane. Have you tried Necro-Warrior? No, I haven't. Like, I don't really want to swap around all my keybinds and shit like that. It's kind of a pain in the ass. If there's anybody else who wants to join, I'm gonna go ahead and just get all these done right now. Oh, I also need to do that other thing too. It's like that in every chat? No, it's not. I feel like it's really not. It's just my chat. I really don't think so. I watch other streams while I'm not streaming. Okay. It's not something else, that's fine. I'll give people a few minutes to just get over here. I want to get all these done. Can you imagine? I just got Eula and Genshin, just so happy. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I haven't really ever played Genshin Impact. I thought about playing it because it just seemed like a good game, but I haven't really done it for a number of reasons. People often connect the game to their identity, so they evangelize for it. That's definitely true. I feel like people, yeah, you're definitely right with that. People have like their image, self-image put into the game. So it's like whenever the game, just a minute. Whenever the game isn't popping off, neither are they. Yeah, WoW's my personal trait. Yeah, exactly right. That's what it is. Okay, you got war mode on, pal. There's no way I'm doing anything with war mode on. Threats about set on your sub or dumpster fire without. Yeah, I'm gonna delete all those. I was going to, it's like yesterday or something like that, but I didn't because I went to bed. Alright. What are we waiting for here? We'll get a few more people. Just delaying becoming a full-time PoE streamer? Yeah, maybe. Who are mad cringe and mad about soda? People just, they wanna... they're mad probably just the way he plays the game. There's a lot of people that like I don't really see Soda. Like the thing is, like with Soda poppin', he's gonna play the game. If people get mad about him playing the game, he's gonna play it more. So there's like literally no reason to get mad about it. Who didn't seem mad in his chat? But yeah, because they get banned immediately. Or they get made fun of and then they leave. Let's see. I might just go ahead and start. Actually, yeah, we'll kill this rare, this croaky guy, whatever the fuck his name is. And then we'll just start killing everything else. Counts for a daily too. Cool, let's do it. I don't know, like I just it's just so like it's so I don't know, I can't imagine caring about that kind of stuff. It's just so weird to me. Just like everything about it. There we go. Nice. Oh, shit, I didn't need that. That's too bad. Okay. We got a lot of credit out of that. And oh my god. My inventory is always full with things. Like, I don't need this. I'll tell you right now, I don't need that. Holy fuck. Jesus, I am just so like... Sell some stuff? Well, I want to keep the items. Like, there's just like other random things that I want to hold on to. I just wish like certain things were not like BOP, or they were not BOP, so I could just like mail them away or something like that. Okay, so I did that. I apparently have to go do this. I don't know what the hell this is. Local reagents. The fuck? I guess we'll just kill this thing. Force name change day one, it's kind of cringe. Who cares? Like, I don't know, I just can't really... I don't know, it's just so like... I'm like kind of just speechless about the entire conversation regarding it. What do we need to do? Oh, I have to kill these things. Okay. Was your NFT tweet regarding Train? No, I think it'd be regarding almost anybody else except Train. Train's got enough fucking money to afford some dumbass picture of a monkey, right? He makes so much money from those gambling streams and shit. Like, I saw him win $1 million before. Like, he can afford that shit. But like, there's other people that they can't fucking afford it, and they're doing it, and that is just unbelievable for me to see that, man. It really is. There's gambling. The NFT stuff, I feel like, yeah, to some degree it's a gamble. I mean, it's an investment, right? I mean, any type of investment that you make is going to be a gamble to some extent. And I think this is no different. Oh my god. I swear, like, half the reason I don't want to play this game is because I don't have enough space for anything. Because I have like all these shards of domination I want to hold on to, my PvP trinkets, a versatility gear. I might just vendor this one, who cares? Oh my god, it's just so exhausting to deal with. What item will wear your conduits? Do you want to honestly know the answer to that? I don't know. I do not know what item over my conduits are. We keep giving Blizzard money, you know the game is lacking quality. Well, I just like playing the game, man. Sometimes I just feel like playing the game, and so I play the game. That's about it. I played it for a long time. It's nice to go back and do something like that you enjoy. That's about it. Are you guys playing? Recommend playing retail WoW as it is? to me, like, would I recommend playing it? I'd recommend waiting until at least there's a release date on 9.2 if you want to actually play the game. Because like right now, like nobody knows whenever the new patch is going to come out or anything like that. So it's like you could just be sitting in a content drought period for an indefinite amount of time. And like I guess it's okay because like you have all the old stuff to do. And like you could get caught up, etc. But it depends. The fuck is this? I don't think I've ever done that one. I'm gonna go try this out. Yeah, I don't know what the hell this is. There we go. Yeah, I didn't think I have. Is Ravenholt Rep Farm worst part of the insane grind? Yeah, I think it probably is, honestly. Is 1k Stygia first time? Oh, fuck yeah. I need more Stygia. Korthia makes me miss BFA. I've said before I don't like Korthia. Oh, it gave me 4 Stygia. Oh no, never mind. Maybe it gives me this and then this will give me something. Yeah, it does. Nice. So I guess I should just do this one again, right? So I can get these other items. Fuck, okay. I have to find these keys. I feel like there's too many of these like little daily activities that you have to do. And like it wouldn't be that bad, but like there's so many of them that you have to do that are like it's like multiple layers of RNG. And I'm not really a fan of that. I feel like that's kind of one of the things for like more like serious players. Like I guess like I would consider myself like this, where like you are kind of you're set doing these like these what's the word for it? It's basically like busy work, you know? Like you're trying to get like this item or whatever. There we go. Okay, there's one other thing here. Yeah, it's like the completionism aspect of the game I think is really what's lacking, and then there's just like always this like combat bug thing. It's crazy how like this has been in the game for like 15 years. They still can't manage to fix it. Okay. There it is. First time is fun, second time it gets boring. Yeah, I think it's just like it all lies in like what the drop chance for the rewards are. And that's kind of where I place the value or don't place the value in something. So like in here, I guess I'll show you guys. South teleporter mob up on me. I don't even know where is it over here? Okay, I'm just gonna come with you guys. I'll do the keys later. The only point of being, will I be game director? Well, I know, like, the thing is with me is, like, one thing that I think that I know very well is, like, I know, like, player psychology really well. And I know, like, completionism type stuff, right? Like, how to get people to, like, want to farm something or how to get people to want to do something. But, like, what the fuck do I know about raiding or about PvP. That's not really anything that I'm good at. Yeah, how to actually, yeah, I can get people to log in for sure with like little activities and things like that. Well, Asmon used to be good at raids. Yeah, I was. I used to be very good at raids. The problem with that is like, it was just such a big time commitment, and I think that's why I stopped doing it. I would have done raiding much more, but it just took so long to do anything really, and it would just like there was no real payoff to it either. Most of the time, like your gear would just get replaced the next tier, and then it wouldn't really matter. I think like that happened to me enough times to where I kind of lost interest in continuing to focus on that. Raiding streams in Legion were fun. I think the fact that I had 2K viewers doing those streams kind of says otherwise, if you want me to be honest. I think a lot of people didn't really find them fun and they thought they were boring. And that's why they didn't watch. And like the moment that I did what do you call it? The moment that I did other content, like my viewer count literally doubled. Like as soon as I stopped raiding, it was immediately like my stream got way more popular. It's because people just don't want to watch it. It's fucking boring. Let's kill these things. Asmon, come here. Wait, what? Oh. Okay, give me a minute. Sorry, I'm dumb. I wasn't paying attention. Raiding isn't bad for, what do you call it? For second stream content? Yeah, but like the thing with that is like I don't really raid to relax. I raided for gear. Like the truth is that if they took gear out of raiding, even back then, I would have immediately stopped raiding. And that's why as soon as I got my best in slot, every single tier, I would immediately quit raiding. And I'd have like some excuse for like, oh, it's you know, it's whatever. Not really. Like I just quit because I didn't want to do it. That's the point. Yeah, like take the gear out of it, I'm done. What are you doing? New patches? You'll get to that point of the game for new gear. So here's how I see it. Is I think that is true. There is a big value in every patch you get new gear. I like that. I think that's good. But here's what I don't like. I don't like that I don't really make a lot of progress in a tier that lasts into the next tier. I feel like, for example, like as soon as I finish a tier, my progress is completely wiped. I don't get to hold on to any of it. I don't get to keep any of it. It's all just totally gone. And like maybe it can help me for like the first week of, you know, like one raid tier or something like that. But other than that, you don't really have any sort of permanence to the gear that you get or the value that it has. And like you can contrast that to something like Classic WoW, where like if you get something like Onslaught Girdle, that's good arguably until the end of the game, or until like Girdle Vesuvius, or Girdle the Instructor, whatever the fuck it's called, the one from Vesuvius. Does that make sense? In a situation of peace, be Bislam soft for a long time can be a bit problematic. Well, I think the reason why that was problematic, like Arcana Crystal or Convergence, was because you had to refarm them. Like you had to refarm Arcana Crystal and you had to refarm Convergence. if you just had the same item, like I really liked Convergence. I thought it was a really cool item, and I liked having it the entire time of Legion. And I felt the same way about, remember that ring that you could get from Advisor Melandris in, what was it called? Fucking Court of Stars? That would give you more auto attack damage. It was like 10% more auto attack damage. Yeah, Court of Stars ring, exactly. Like that shit was cool. And there's a few other ones too. It's good gameplay. Having to farm Mythic Elysion until late Legion was kind of weird. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's kind of what's weird about it, was that you had to farm it for like just increasingly higher lottery drops. And that's what I really didn't like. Like, for example, I was much more of a fan of, what do you call it? Like the Ashara's Eternal Font or whatever. Or the other one besides that, the fucking... I had the trinket. The Ashvane's Razor Coral. Yeah, there you go. Razor Wing Spine. Okay, I just need this right here. Then I'm done. Come to me, guys. Okay. The problem is how fucking bland all the loot is. It's balanced, but it's bland as fuck. Yeah, I think that the loot does have a problem with that. It's just like boring. Oh, they're gonna pull it. Okay. Kill it. Crow's Vested Farmsware, massive execute damage with Lucid. Yeah, but like that's kind of what's cool in the game. I feel like one of the things that I always liked in WoW is being able to do something that's kind of like combine like 5 or 6 things that's really good, and then like make your character super powerful, right? Like Swifty macro type stuff. I think that's like one of the main things that... Fuck, I didn't get it. Yeah, Rex Troy type stuff. It's one of the things that I think makes WoW special, is that you do have like all these different variables. It's kind of like PoE, right? Where like you have so many different variables, especially you did at the end of Legion. You had like essences, corruptions, gems, like all of this stuff that you could do. And in the process of doing all that stuff, you could make some really cool combinations. Was that I meant BFA, yeah. Thought we hated systems? No, nobody thinks that. Systems are not fundamentally bad. There's no we hating anything or we liking anything. It's all depends on what it is and how it's implemented. Yeah, I don't really have like a rule set where it's like, oh, this is always good or oh, this is always bad. I think it's like really depends. A lot of people, they time gate the systems, that's a problem. See, like, I don't even think time gating is like always bad. Like, pacing players is not always a bad thing. It's just sometimes a bad thing, and I think the way WoW has done it recently has been bad. You know, like raid lockouts and things like that, that's time gating as well. You know, treadmill 1 to 2 months until you can actually use the system is bad. Yeah, that's definitely true. And I think also like another big issue is whenever they have something where it's bad for like half of the duration that it's relevant, and then it's changed and it's made better. Alright, here we go. Damn, what the hell? I'm really confused. Why are we not getting a razor wing spine? I'm about to just abandon this quest. I feel like a lot of the Korthia quests were not really playtested by anybody. Like, there was nobody who did the quests and they were like, ah, you know what? This one doesn't really play very well, or, oh, you know what? This one's not very good. It was super quick and painless. Yeah, but they got changed, like, after they got put live. I'm gonna do 3 more, and if I can't get it into 3 more that we kill, then I'm just gonna stop. Oh, alright. Thanks, Bobby. Okay, let's go back over here. And I need to get 2 of the eggs as well. Not playing Classic WoW anymore. I haven't really played a lot of Classic WoW now. The reason why I stopped playing a lot of Classic WoW is just because the game is, I've already kind of played it a lot before, and I think that because I played it so much already, there's not really as much, there's nothing for like me to look forward to or aspire to do, because I've already looked forward to it and aspired to do all of it before. Classic Plus is must. Yeah, I know. So how the fuck does this work? The hell are we supposed to do? Oh, fuck. So we can't just AoE them down? Oh, it's so annoying. Okay, I guess we can just split up and kill each one individually. Did you get Grand Marshal though? No, I didn't. I originally wanted to go for Grand Marshal, but the reason why I stopped was because it was just so time consuming and the reward was not really big enough for me to feel like I was spending my time in a good way. Oh, shit, he killed it. And also, like, a lot of the Classic WoW PvP, what the hell? Oh, there we go. The meta for Classic WoW PvP was, like, really, really bad from my perspective. Like, what we did was, what do you call it? What we did is we pretty much just got in there with a 10-man group and just fucking just farmed pugs. That was it. Turn off your brain for 14 hours a day. Yeah, and then like you'd queue up against like one good team like once every, I don't know, like hour or something, and then half the time you'd lose to them, and then people would get mad about it. Going for Grand Marshal was bad. That was 20 back in 2006. Yeah, well, like, the thing is, I thought I'd want to do it until I actually started doing it, and then I was like, well, that sucks. Like, it was an actual, like, you think you do, but you don't situation. Jay was right. Do you want a Gmod plus channel lockout in 20 minutes? Nah. I barely got that one. Right, one more. Classic Plus should have had way more changes. Yeah, I know. A lot of the changes that they did in Season of Mastery, I feel were just kind of useless. Like, I don't really ever, I don't care about... Oh, it didn't work. I wonder why it didn't work. Honestly, I wonder why. I have no idea why. Okay, well that one did. Alright, so heavy spiked hide. What is this? Oh, I can't open my quest. Okay. Do I have one of these? Looks like I can't. It's in the cave. Maybe it's down in here, you mean? Oh, I see, I see. Okay, we got it. Apparently we had already got a kill for it. This Plus is basically asking for Wrath of the Lich King class design with old content. Yeah, pretty much. I think that's how I would see it too. Is a lot of people really liked content in vanilla, right? I mean, they like the 40-man raid teams. They like the, you know, just like the more holistic design of the world, everything like that. Fuck 40-mans. I think that generally it depends, right? Like, I think you should have both. I think having a smaller size team, like 8 people like in Final Fantasy, or like old 10-mans in WoW, that's a really great size for being able to have like hard content. But I think there should also be like large group content that has like 40 people that you have to organize together. But I think having like Mythic WoW, like Mythic raiding content with 20 people, it's a lot, especially with like the amount of things that like each player has to do. It makes it like really hard, especially at the beginning of tiers, because you can't. Oh, yeah, this is both. Yeah, I know that they do. It's like not only do you have this problem, but you also have, like at the beginning of tiers, like servers that are low pop. It's like, how could you raid on a low pop server? You know what I mean? Like, how could you even do that? Harder tier of alliance raids. Well, they have like, don't they have like a handful of more difficult, like large size things? Yeah, we got 1 egg so far. I only need so I have 6 eggs. I have 2, so I really only need 2 more eggs total and I'm done. 2 raids for 48 man. Yeah, exactly. Private server total WoW is so much good content. Like, see, the thing is, to me, like, I don't really take a lot of the private server content very seriously, because most private server content doesn't get min-maxed to the degree that like retail WoW or like current WoW content does. So what could probably seem like a really cool idea for like a private server with like a few thousand people on it is probably not a good idea whenever you invite such a huge amount of people to play the content and then find the flaws in it. And then also pick it apart and figure out like how to min-max it and everything like that. Because I think that's what happens a lot. Pirate servers get min-maxed way harder than public servers. You think a private server with like 3 or 10,000 people on it gets min-maxed more than a server with like 1 million people playing on it? Like, I mean, no. Okay, there's nothing there. Fuck. Oh man, it's 14k peaks? Yeah, but that's still peanuts compared to retail WoW. And that's what I'm saying, and like the community is a lot smaller. You can't share ideas, you can't share information as easily. Like, it's just I mean, I'm sorry, but like if you introduce content, this is the same. Have you guys ever had like, I'll give you a really good example of this. Have you ever had, whenever you were playing, you know, like a game back whenever you were a kid, and you were the best in your neighborhood, and you played against all the kids in your neighborhood, and then you went to your school maybe, and you played against all the kids in your school, and you weren't really quite as good, but everybody got better playing against each other because there's more people competing. Have you had that happen? Yeah, exactly. And then you go on Xbox Live. This is what happened to me. It's like, I thought I was the greatest Halo player of all time. And I went on Xbox Live. I was still really good, but I wasn't the best. So it's like, and you can even look at this with like the Olympics or something like that, or like any sort of sport. As time goes on and more people like play the sport and like hyper optimize it, the times for like, you know, running and all kinds of other human feats of strength and like dexterity and agility, these things always go down over time because people keep getting better and better and better and better. And the reason why that happens is that you have a lot of competition and you have a lot of people looking at it. So if you have a small server with like maybe 1,000 or 10,000 or even, you know, 15,000 people on it, you're just not going to have the level of optimization that a server that has the amount of people that play retail have on it, because those types of people are not going to what do you call it? Those types of people are not going to have enough people to like bounce ideas off of. And like another example of this is like speedrunning. Like a lot of games that are not speedrun very often or by very many people do not have extremely competitive times. But games that have been speedrun, like I think the best example of this is that you look at like the original Mario, and in the original Mario, has one come? Yeah, I'm on my way. In the original Mario, the amount of optimization that's occurred, even inside of that game, has improved a lot over time. Oh, it's this guy? Yeah, I'll go kill him. Mario games are extremely optimized, and it's become optimized over the years through large groups of people looking into it and people one-upping each other and sharing information. The original Mario speedrun is pixel perfect. I don't know if it's pixel perfect, but it's very close. It's optimized within mere seconds of tasks, levels of optimized. Yeah, I know that. You probably can't even remove half a second from it. I think that the difference, like what Dread Tindy's in party chat's saying is, I think, accurate. That there's like a small window that you can improve the... God damn, there's so much stuff. The Super Mario speedrun, like for sure. But it's like within like a couple of seconds, 2 or 3 seconds. And I think even that is like probably 2 or 3 seconds is too much. But yeah, that's what happens with all games, is that the more people like start competing and playing them, the higher the skill ceiling gets, and the better people get at the games. It's actually like nanoseconds. I don't remember. I remember I watched like a couple. Actually, I watched a couple of documentaries on it, but I don't remember like what the real numbers are. So you go to bad games. Well, it's much easier to make a name for yourself in a bad game than a good game. Because like there's less people that are playing it. Super Smash Bros. Melee is being optimized. Yeah, definitely. And that's just kind of like what happens with time. It's like, for example, the speedruns in private servers for Naxxramas were much different than the speedruns for Classic WoW. And the Classic WoW speedruns were a lot faster. Because you had more people that were... I think I'm probably just going to say fuck it and do this one tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to just fucking do this one tomorrow and just go turn in my 2 eggs today. Because I'll farm out 2 more tomorrow and then I'll just be done, period. Top speed run in some random ass game. But if you jump in Super Mario 64, Super Metroid, just another guy. Oh yeah, I mean like Super Mario 64 is like one of the most competitive ones I know. It's also the same people getting fastest times, just getting more practice. Different raid mechanics, to be honest. Yeah, for sure. And like that's what I'm saying, right? Is like if you have more time, and it's the same as like you have people that, and it's the same thing in speedrunning, where you have the same people that just keep getting better and better and better. And that's what I'm saying about like the, and there's a force multiplier of getting better and better and better like that whenever you have more people doing it, because you hit those peaks faster. Yeah, it's like you have a higher level of competition, more people to recruit from, higher talent, better talent pool, everything. It's basically like everything is amped up. More people attempting at higher chance, most people will get better sooner. Same idea as high school classifiers being based on school population, high school sports. Yeah. Yeah, it's like if you've got a school, it's got like 4,000 people in it. The odds are you're going to have better athletes than if you've got a school that's got 200 people in it. It's just playing the odds. I feel like season mastery, people are going to hit BWL and not clear it and quit like SSC and TK in classic TBC. I think in classic WoW it could be an issue because there's so much stuff that you have to do in classic WoW. Okay, there we go. Alright, I got 2 eggs now. So like if you have to farm out for, you know, 5 hours for consumables in a raid, and like one person can mess something up that wipes the whole raid, you're probably going to have a lot of people losing interest super fast. So it's like basically the more downtime you have, the more forgiving things need to be in order for people to stay engaged. So like if they make BWL, like just say way harder, right? Like despite it doesn't matter how or whatever, they just make it way harder. If they do that, then they do run the risk of kind of tipping that balance and losing people's interest. Do you think I should up the loot that you get from farming? My general opinion is that activities outside of the raid, like I don't want to do a bunch of stuff in order to just get into the raid. And there are games that are different, right? I mean, like Classic WoW is a different game, etc. But for like what I'm looking for in a game right now is I don't want to have a lot of busy work in a game. 3 months, people are going to realize they're bored raiding without world buffs. Well, that's literally like raiding without world buffs in a lot of ways is Burning Crusade. I think world buffs did actually, in a way, make the game more interesting for people. Add some mats, herbs, and mining nodes, yeah. It's just like in general, that's my opinion on it. Sort of stuff's a chore. I feel like side content should be stuff you do for enjoyment rather than feel like you're missing player power. Yeah, and like that's one of the worst things about that is that whenever you do have player power tied to these activities, you create these kind of expectations that players have, and they're like, oh well, you know, if one or two or a lot of people in the guild are doing this, then it's just kind of becomes expected that you do it too, which can be a lot for just a casual player. It's kind of like if everybody else in your guild is getting world buffs and then you're not getting world buffs, well, you're the one who's wrong. What was the reform not getting rid of? Yeah, I think there was some value that people got out of like going with all their friends and like, oh man, we're gonna get all the world buffs and, you know, we're gonna do the raid together, and I do actually think people got a lot out of that, for fucking sure. Like 100% they did. Under that piece of shit. And oh, where do I have to go with this? Valorant's head. Oh, I have to go to Venari? Okay, well, let's go do the Rift thing. Let's go do that Zoval's Vault thing. You know that really annoying thing that I hate? Let's do it today. Buff's logging out and doing nothing so it doesn't fall. Well, and that's why it... But, like, you can't say that's a bad take whenever Blizzard already had the solution for that, because they already used the Chrono Boon Displacer to solve that problem with world buffs. You see kind of what I'm saying? Watch 9.2 interview with Morgan Day in the background. Yeah, I probably should watch some of those interviews. I've been kind of lazy about them. On the right track, through in a trash video, some Reddit forums, don't know what they want. The classic WoW community is like really, really, really loud. And I think like the classic WoW community has a lot of the overlaps as the not Final Fantasy, the New World community. Is like the New World community has the same basic problems where they have a bunch of people who are... Okay, use this. Wait, come to you. Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, let's loot a few of these chests, and then we'll go over there and do the thing. I don't want to have to farm those. Okay, it should be, I guess, somewhere in here. New World fans, parents, angry WoW fans looking for an optimal MMO. I think that one problem that... Okay, alright, here we go. Can I please play the game now? Cool. Nope. Alright. Classic WoW refugees? Yeah, I think so. I think that's kind of a problem that... Double rooted? Yeah, it's just like cringe game design. I don't know who thought that was fun. Okay, let's do these. And at, I guess, like 11 minutes, we're gonna run and just get the vault no matter what. Okay, we're just gonna have to maybe kill these? No, we're not. We'll just glide her over to here, get this one. Ah, shit. I'm gonna have to kill an elite. Okay. I'm playing Classic. Can go back to retail. Classes seem so similar. Yeah, Classic WoW had a lot of class diversity. And I think the class diversity is kind of like it comes from a weird place that people might not really expect, but I think the class diversity really... Come kill this, it drops a lot. Oh, fuck it, dude. I just want the chests. If I want to get my research capped, I can just use like that one farming spot or something. That's more than a chest. Oh, I don't care about the items from the chest. I'm looking for the transmogs from the chest. Yeah, I don't care about any of that shit at all. I don't care about, like, yeah. Doesn't matter to me. Here's thought about class diversity. Class diversity is, it's mainly accentuated by the things that your class isn't good at rather than the things that your class is good at. And I feel like that's one thing that Classic WoW definitely showed. I feel like class balance, like there were 3 high points in class design, and I think that the 3 high points were Wrath of the Lich King, Mists of Pandaria, and Legion. And if you ask most people what their favorite time playing their class was, if they've played the game for all that period of time, I think most people would have one of those 3 expansions. Maybe not. Obviously, everybody's different. But that's kind of what I would say. Fun game design here. Very fun game design. They automatically cast a root at you. Who the fuck thinks that's fun? It's just annoying. Is that it? Looks like it's not. Okay. We've got to go and get ready to get the thing. So we don't have that much time. Here's one. What's Corthy on night mode? We're in a rift, which is just like a, I don't know, like a shadow version of the zone. I didn't get anything good today, man. Okay, well, I'll go buy these, and if I can't get them, fuck it, who cares? Yeah, if it's not this one up here, I'm just gonna leave. I have to like walk around these so they don't aggro to me. Just annoying. Class design was the best. The expansions, they released new classes, perhaps because they had harder class design in mind, the expansion. I feel like the reason, so okay, here's why class design was really good in each expansion. Class design was really good in Wrath of the Lich King because I feel like Wrath of the Lich King was the end of, I don't know if we have time. Okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. If we don't have time, who cares? It was like the pinnacle of what class design was supposed to be, right? Like this is what it was supposed to be. Like you were supposed to be all of these abilities. There wasn't really a lot of overlaps between things that people were really good at or bad at or anything. It was very, I think, it was balanced in a way. It's a good thing I give every class a genuine reason to exist. Yeah, I think that's good too. There's always a middle ground of like making sure that you have some classes but you don't need them. It's kind of like in Magtheridon and in TBC. Warlocks are just so good in Magtheridon. And Mists of Pandaria, I feel like if you're a really, really serious WoW player, you probably enjoyed Mists of Pandaria class design the most. That's what I would assume. And of course, this is an assumption. But I would assume that most people that were very serious players would have enjoyed Mists of Pandaria a lot, because that's whenever the classes were the most complex. You had the most buttons to push. You had the most things to do. You had the most things to keep track of. It was... Okay, we found it. It's right over here. We'll have time. We have 8 minutes. And this is one of the closer spots. I'm just going to kill all these mobs here while I'm waiting. Just start dragging it, man. Actually, we'll just kill these. Who gives a fuck? We have time. Yeah, for sure. Let's go. Mop Arena was really enjoyable. Well, the reason why Mop Arena was really good, one of the reasons was because there was relatively no barrier to entry. Like, you just did Arena, and then after you did Arena, you bought the gear from Arena. That's it. There wasn't a lot of systems, there wasn't a lot of anything. You just simply did PvP, and then you got rewards for PvP. And I think Legion, in my opinion, I think the Legion class design was also really good too. I really like the Legion class design. Keep going. I thought Mop was going to be the blueprint of modern WoW with all the scenarios and great class design and stuff. So sad to see everything thrown out. I feel like we've had 3 different, like we're really playing WoW 3 right now. So WoW 1 was vanilla WoW to Wrath. And then WoW 2 was Cataclysm to WoD. And then WoW 3 was Legion to Shadowlands. I feel like each of those eras of the game were distinctly different, and in terms of like the way classes played, in terms of the way that design worked, in terms of the way like the game looked. You know, like Legion was like such a massive, like, we don't really talk about this a lot, but if you look at the graphics in Legion, they were way fucking better than Warlords of Draenor. Like, way fucking better. And it's the same as in Cataclysm. Like, the Cataclysm design was infinitely fucking better than Wrath of the Lich King. Just so way better than what I think. Yeah. I mean, like, there were some things in Legion that were a little bit too much. But if you look at the way armor looked and everything, there's almost no Warlords of Draenor set that can hold a candle to some of the Legion sets. Too much green? Yeah, for sure. We'll call it here. We'll see you later, man. They're actually trying then? Yeah, I feel like they really did put in a lot of effort in Legion. I said this before, that in Legion, archaeology had more content than all of the professions in Shadowlands combined. And that's not a joke or anything. That's actually true. Shadowlands is really ugly. No, I disagree with that. I think that the Shadowlands, I think that Revendreth and Ardenweald are on par or better than anything that Blizzard has ever made. I think Maldraxxus is kind of meh. But Ardenweald is incredible. Revendreth is so good. Revendreth is too vertical. Yeah, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just think they should have had flying earlier. That's all. I think Revendreth, whenever you have flying, is great. Oh, our team is good, even if the game's shit. Yeah, it is. Revendreth doesn't feel grand enough to be an Afterlife. I think it could have been designed better, and like, as much as I like Revendreth, I like the aesthetic of Revendreth a lot more than Ardenweald. I do think that Ardenweald is just better designed. I think one thing that, like, for example, if you want to look at like the zone design, which zones had the best design, I think the zone that had like the best design that like flows from area to area is actually Grizzly Hills. I think Grizzly Hills has the best flow of design in every single area, and I'll go over there after this and show you guys, and then I want to do like maybe a couple raids or something. That's damn music. Oh, how controversial. No, this is not, it's not about, I think people might not really understand what I'm saying here. And I'll have to explain it. Fuck, didn't drop. Jared's Cage, yeah, I have that one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. Thank you, man. And I'm gonna go over here and get this turned into Sundered Souls. Oh, fuck that, I'm not doing that. Zackrawrr was pretty sick with it as well. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like some other zones that did this really well too. I think Hyjal did it pretty well as well. It had like a lot of variance and it's in the zone. Death modes. Might as well just pick it up. Winter Spring. Yeah, Winter Spring was a really good one too. Here, I'll go over there and I'll show you guys what I mean. Just teleport over to Dalaran. What about Vashj'ir? I think Vashj'ir is like so unique that it's hard to really put it in any category. I'll see if I can get a group together to do some of the LFRs, because I want to get some of the gear out of there. So like, for example, I think one thing that Wrath of the Lich King really just did well in general with the zones is like each zone had like its own, it had like its own, like each zone had mini zones inside of it. And like this Crystal Song Forest like never really had much happen with it. But like, for example, over here in Dragonblight, you have the Obsidian area, you have the Bones of Galakrond, you have the Scourge area over here, you have this, and like if you're standing in this area right here, in the Ruby Dragon Shrine, it doesn't feel like the rest of Dragonblight at all. And it's the same like if you're standing near the Wrathgate. And even if you're doing the quests over here, it still doesn't feel the same as if you're doing the quest over here or doing the quest here even. Son, you guys pissed me off. I'm going to bed. Yeah, I can't believe he said that thing. It's crazy. Chromie event really made Dragonblight feel alive. Yeah. Like this tower thing I always thought was like kind of dumb, but it's whatever. Let me go over and kind of show you guys a little bit more, but it's mainly Grizzly Hills I wanted to show. So you're not currently play WoW 5 Fantasy and New World simultaneous. Does it mean you have to quit the other two in favor of WoW? Yeah, of course. But like for example, like you're over here and you're just walking around in the ice. Like this is exactly right? Like whenever you bought the WoW expansion, Wrath of the Lich King, you expected to be right here. You know, like this is exactly what I think everybody, you think of Northrend, this is Northrend. You know what I mean? But you go down in here, and it's really a different experience. Like it's a completely different little area. And I really like kind of the little pockets of content that are just completely different. And then you can go up here, and this feels completely different. They have different shaders, as you guys can see, so it makes everything look different as well. And like going and doing all this stuff was really annoying. You can go into here, and this is like just like Western Plaguelands, or Eastern Plaguelands, I mean to say. And like, look how good this looks. Like even from how many years ago, just like the colors and everything about it is just so fucking clean, man. I think it's amazing. And like the way that's created is through like, you know, good design of colors. Benefits of a stylized art style. Yeah, exactly. So that was a really good part of it. This part over here was just, this was pretty much just here to tell the story of, what's his name? Arthas. You're invested in a story because it's actually good and made sense. I feel like most of the story in Wrath didn't really have a lot of continuity with like these smaller story parts. And most people probably didn't pay attention to anything that didn't have Arthas in it. But at the same time, it was still good. And like over here, for example, like this is the other one I wanted to show. Is like over here you had like the Scourge area, and you would like do like it was like you would do battle with these guys and like throw bombs on them and shit. And then you went inside. There was some crypt in here. I forgot where the fuck the crypt even was. But like there was some crypt that you would go into. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, the Winterguard Mausoleum. And this is like a whole fucking thing, you know? This is like straight out of Duskwood. It's the exact same as it was back then. Obviously, like, you know, new models, etc. Which I actually think a lot of the new models look pretty good. And it even had the exact same design. So like all of this stuff that I was showing you guys exists inside of one zone. Whereas like a lot of the stuff in, I think, Shadowlands, like one thing that they kind of struggle with is trying to make the areas in each zone seem unique and special. And I feel like they kind of missed the mark with that in a lot of regards. You guys see kind of what I mean? Now we click on a portal and it doesn't feel like part of the zone at all. Yeah. I really don't like how you can't fly between the different Shadowlands zones. I don't want to have to use a flight path or anything. Then you've got this guy at the end, and you know, you fight him, and he summons like some lich, you fight at the very end, and then finally after you fight your way through all this, you come out and it's like the first thing you see is Zackrawrr, you know? And that's fucking cool. So with Grizzly Hills, this is the thing I wanted to show you guys. The other side, Nardenwheel, is a unique bit, I guess, but I don't know, it just feels very much the same. Let me go over there real quick. So like over here, I think is Grizzly Hills, I think is the best zone in the game for having so much diversity inside of the zone. Like you have like this whole area, which is just like so. In my opinion, first time I went and I ever did this area, I was like, oh my god, I'm back in Warcraft 2. You know, you've got the fucking like the Alliance ships, and you have the good old-fashioned Horde and Alliance conflict. It's clean, it's obvious, it's good. You have the icebergs out there that you can go to. Yeah, there's so much about this that's really good. So like in here, like this is the first place you go to in Grizzly Hills, right? Is you go over here, and this little area, whenever you're right, I want to cut down those trees. I'm playing too much New World. This area feels like a forest because of like how dense the forest area is and everything like that. Poop quest, yeah, you've got plenty of that. I think one thing that also like stands out with Grizzly Hills is that if you go up in the air, the zone still looks really good, and it still has like a really cool scope to it, even whenever you're up in the air. Like most zones, I would say, like kind of in a way look worse whenever you're flying over them. But I feel like Grizzly Hills did such a great job of not having that happen. But things like this, these are like furbolgs and shit like that, and like furbolgs are from the original game, so that's super nostalgic. You have Ursoc's Den, and again, like you can look at it even from here and it looks really cool. And then like you go down here, and this area I think is probably one of the best examples of something that looks the same but different. And like it's obviously in the same zone, but it has a much different feel to it. And I think that's one of the best spots to it. Yeah, you have the little horses running around, etc. It was great. And then over here, you have the Dark Iron area, which I feel like just looks... It's this, again, the same but different. And it's a lot cleaner, right? You can just see... can see the design. It's not overdone or anything like that. You have this giant chasm here. The rock giants are throwing things into it. And these guys are playing Red Rover or some kind of fucking bullshit. Like this place is really cool too. This is like a quest. Like right over here, you know, you just have like a... This is the kind of the same thing that I said about New World, right? Where you have like these really good vistas and everything, where you can look out over the different areas in the game, and you know, there's like quests that you have to do over there. This is like the culmination of like a quest line over there too. And you can see like all of the different things that you have to do as a player. You know, Argyle quest line. You have like the Zandalari ruins, the Iron Dwarves, or whatever the fuck they are, Ironborn Dwarves, and you have that quest line over there, Thorum quest line, the Argyle quest line, and you have all of that. Like you can see all of that just from right here. So like whenever you're a new player and you're just killing this wolf here, all of this stuff is kind of framing your experience playing the game. It's not Zandalari ruins? Yeah, it's Zackrawrr ruins, I believe. But you see what I'm saying, right? About Howling Fjord. Howling Fjord's also really good, but I think Grizzly Hills is the one that has like the most diversity. And I think it's like the best... It's the zone that does the best job at having areas that feel the same but are also different. It's very hard to do that as well. The Grand was unique for some reason? Well, yeah, because it was the first zone that was like that. I mean, yeah, definitely. Small transitional zones. It's easier to do that with hills, in my opinion. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, just like the whole scope of this and everything was really good. Like the tree falling and everything like that. Why is Nagrand so good? I think Nagrand was mainly good because of it was something that people had never really seen before. Like Nagrand was good, but I don't think Nagrand was like fucking amazing or anything like that. Like it was very good for its time, and it was inventive and cool, but I feel like there were a lot of zones that were made later on that were really good too. And I think a lot of the reasons why people like Nagrand as well is because it had really good questing. Like people might forget this, but Nagrand was like by far the best questing zone in Burning Crusade. So a lot of people just liked it because it was really good. People still use Nagrand for leveling? Yeah. Well, they nerfed it a little bit. Disagree. Netherstorm is the best quest in my opinion. Honestly, well, you're probably right. And I remember, oh man, what was it again? It was like the quests that were like right here were like insane. This is like the best place to quest ever. But like I remember I would always hit level 70 in Netherstorm. But I think I did like Netherstorm until like 69.5. Then I did like the entry quest in Shadowlands Valley. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Ghostlands was best TBC zone? Nah, I thought it sucked. I didn't really care. I guess I don't really care about like the elf stuff anyway, so I'm not really a very good judge of that to begin with. Did you start playing vanilla? Yeah, I did. I started playing in July of 2006. Worst zone in the game? Why is it Blade's Edge Mountains? Blade's Edge Mountains is another zone that looks really cool after you get flying. But before you have it, it's super annoying to do. I think also, like, one really good thing about, like, you look at Grizzly Hills, for example, and, like, I'll go over to Revendreth. What's my slash played? 1,139 days. So, in my opinion, one thing that I don't like about Revendreth is just, I think, you know, I can immediately make Revendreth look better. It cuts out those fucking shaders. Because I think some of the shaders in Revendreth make it shitty. It's a little bit too dark now, to be fair. But, like, this is what Revendreth should look like. Not with those weird, cringy shaders, but, like, look how good that looks. That looks so fucking badass. Because it actually looks like there's light coming in. Because whenever you don't have this, it looks like, well, the whole thing has sun on it. Who the fuck cares what this is? But this looks incredible. I think Blizzard is too afraid to do something that's as drastic as this, though. I mean, look at that. That's so, like, oh, man. That looks really, really, really nice. Not afraid they can't anymore?